3 weeks on the road. It must be nice to be back at home. Looking forward to the match tomorrow.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, after being 3 weeks on the road since the start of the season, and then obviously being in preseason away, it's a lot for the squad. It's a lot for the guys, being away from the city, being away from the fans, being away from their families. So I think it's good that we're gonna be back home. I mean, the energy is gonna be different. Everyone knows how BMO is. A lot of the guys are looking forward to play in front of the fans. Obviously, have the full support of the fans and the family and the friends. So everyone's excited. And we're also really excited to get the 3 points.
Robin was just talking about how that the energy can change the game for players and the way you face the game, the way the intensity. Can you just talk about that, like how the crowd and how?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it goes both ways. The fans feed off of us and our results, but at the same time, we also feed off the fans. And having that energy at BMO, it gives us that extra little push in like the 75th, 80th, 85th minute where we maybe start to get tired. And it's just that little bit of energy that we know the fans are backing us with. We want to do it for them at the end of the day. We want to do it for our family at the end of the day. So having that surrounding of being home by those people, it definitely gives us some positive energy.
Kosi, what are you expecting from Chicago tomorrow?
They're a good side. They've been showing that they've gained some players and obviously they've gotten a lot better than last year. We're expecting them to come out flying. I mean, with Greg as their coach, we know a bit about his playing style with some guys that have played under him, some guys that know him. So we're expecting them to come out flying, especially with the results that they've had. They've come away with some good results, especially away. So I feel like they're gonna think that it's no different to come to BMO and come away with 3 points or a point. But I mean, they're coming into our fortress now. They're coming into our home. So if that's what they're thinking, then they need to rethink, because we're coming out here to, one, get the first 3 points of the season, and two, to defend our home.
Robin has talked highly about the team's character and effort. What kind of sense do you see in that room there? And do you feel that the team is close to maybe getting the result after 3 games where you haven't got the win yet?
Yes, for sure. I mean, you've seen it watching the games where we're right there. I mean, we're right there. There's certain things that we've talked about as a collective that needs to change from the last couple of games, and they're not these massive changes. They're small things that can be fixed from a day-to-day basis. And I think that we've spent this week really dialing down on those things, those small things that need to be changed, and ultimately those little things are gonna help us in a positive way and help us reach the goals and the potential that we need.
It wasn't that long ago that you made your debut as a teenager. Marcus Zimmermanchich getting some early playing time this year. I guess a two-part question. What have you seen from him? And as someone like you were once in his position, I wonder what, if anything, in terms of advice you might give him.
Yeah, I mean, he's a young player. He's a hard worker. He's a little bit quiet, but you can always see his brain going. He's a very clever player, and I think that he needs to feed into that and grow confidence every day in training and in games, because he has a lot of potential. He has a very high roof. He's gifted, no doubt. So I think that it's up to us, the rest of the team, the older guys, the guys that have been around, to kind of take him under our wing and help build his confidence as well. So I think that he can provide a very, very, very strong position for this team.
Will you have a group supporting you in the stadium tomorrow?
Yes, I will. I got my family. I have a couple of friends coming out, and the missus. So it's gonna be a good little group for myself.
And is it you that gets the tickets for that group?
Yes, it is.
Kosi, you played a number of games here. I'm just curious, every time you get to take to the pitch, is there something that comes to mind?
Sorry, can you say that again?
You've played a number of games here, but every time you get to go on this pitch, is there something that comes to mind for you?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's my home. I mean, I grew up watching games in the stadium. Obviously, started playing in the stadium, and so it's my home, and the city is my home as well, and I feel like I owe something to the city and to the fans, to get this club back to where it needs to be and where it should be, because everyone has seen the city when we're doing wonderful things as a club, and it's one of the best feelings ever.
The team seems to be really leaning into giving young players a chance. I mean, I mentioned Simmermatic before, and there's others. What's your take on sort of this youth movement that seems to be going on with the team right now?
Yeah, I mean, people can say, oh yeah, we're building for the future, or it's a rebuild year, or we're preparing ourselves for the coming years. Yeah, that may be the case in some aspects of yeah, we're building for future years, but at the end of the day, if you're good enough, you're going to play. And I mean, we have a lot of quality and a lot of young talent that can play and that can prove to the team, to the coaching staff, to the city, to the fans, and to the league that they're good enough to be playing.
I mean, the weather seems to be getting a little bit better, but it's still, it's still winter.
Mhm.
I mean, is there, coming back to the colder weather, playing these early games in Toronto early in the season, is there a different dynamic because of the weather?
It definitely depends on the opposition that we're playing. I mean, if we're getting a team from the south, obviously they're not used to this, and I mean, we're Canadians. Like we train here, we play here, we live here, so the cold weather doesn't really faze us too much. But I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like a lot of players, you're so locked in on the game that the weather doesn't really play that too big of a factor.
Do you like the afternoon kickoffs that we're getting more of this year at all?
Yeah, I don't mind them. It's a Saturday. People aren't doing too much. At the end of the day, though, I personally don't care if it's a 7:30 kickoff, 4:30 kickoff, 2:30 kickoff. I mean, it's a game. It's game day. It doesn't matter what time we're playing. I'm there.